Welcome to my radio theater production of my novel.
All right, everyone, let's review page 3.
I am ready when you are, ready when you are.
Let's make this a great take, okay? Yes, let's do this.
There's an hour just before dawn when the world holds its breath. The night creatures have gone to sleep. The day creatures haven't woken yet. The air is still. The earth is quiet. The Cherokee called it the between time. A moment when the veil is thin, when the dead can walk, when choices made in darkness come home to roost. Inside the farmhouse, a single kerosene lamp burning. Jessie sits at the kitchen table. She hasn't slept. Jessie's hands on the table, trembling slightly. She clasps them together to make them stop.
He erased it. Briscoe erased it. Ray's seen it. He knows it was me. He knows. I was trying to save you, Ray. I was trying to.
Her voice catches. She's not crying. She's beyond crying. The gray quiet is settling in permanently now. Dawn is coming. Jessie Stubbins stood at that window and watched the sun rise over Papa's land. She'd killed 3 people in 5 days. She'd destroyed her brother's life. And the only thing she felt was empty. The gray quiet wasn't something that came and went anymore. It was becoming who she was, the world waking up soon. Another hot day, another day in a hell she carries.
Blood on the Dogwood. Episode-03, The Frame, created by Martin Francom, featuring Jessie Stubbins, Ray Stubbins, Sheriff Bull Briscoe, Judge Thaddeus Amos, Judge Holloway, and Prosecutor Cobb with Jubal Early, the deputy, and the foreman. The following program contains depictions of systemic injustice, wrongful conviction, and the death penalty. Listener discretion is advised.
Monday, July 27th, 1940, 2 days after Ray's arrest. The Grady County Jail sits behind the courthouse, a brick oven of a building, 4 cells, usually holding drunks and vagrants. Now one holds a man accused of murder. Jessie has been sitting on the wooden bench outside the sheriff's office since sunrise. Jubal Early, Esquire, the court-appointed defense attorney, comes out, mopping his face with a stained handkerchief. Folks call him Early Bird behind his back, on account of he's usually at the bar before the rooster crows and rarely leaves before last call.
Now, Miss Jessie, don't you look so fretful. I just had myself a nice long parley with your brother. Fine spirits, considering.
Is he okay? What's gonna happen?
Sticky wicket, I won't lie to you. But here's where the law shows its mercy. Crime of passion. His wife runs off with another man. His best friend confesses to unspeakable betrayals. Any man with red blood would have snapped. I'll argue it down. Manslaughter, maybe involuntary. 3 to 5 years at Reedsville. Good behavior, he's home in 2.
2 years.
Now there is the small matter of my fee. Court pays a pittance for appointed counsel. I was hoping we could work out an arrangement. That's a fine truck your brother has.
The truck's all we got to work the farm.
We'll discuss it later. Details. Minor details. Chin up, Miss Jessie. You have Jubal Early's word on it.
Jessie watched him go. Something Papa used to say drifted back to her about a traveling preacher who'd once tried to sell them a cure for Mama's cough. The devil don't always come with horns and a pitchfork. Sometimes he comes in a nice suit with a smile and a handshake, telling ya everything's going to be fine while he picks your pocket. Ray wasn't going to be fine.
5 minutes, Miss Jessie. That's all the sheriff's allowing.
Thank you.
Jessie approaches the cell. Ray sat on a narrow cot, still in the same shirt from Saturday night. They hadn't given him fresh clothes. He looked smaller, diminished, like the cell was crushing him. Ray stands, he's shackled, quiet, not looking at her.
Jess,
Ray,
don't.
I'm gonna tell Briscoe the truth, Ray. I'm gonna tell him. I pulled the trigger, that it was me. All of it.
Ray shaking his head.
No, the hell you are.
But you can't be executed for something I did. It ain't right.
Finally turning to face her, walking to the bars.
Listen to me, Jess. Briscoe seen your footprint at Andy's house, and he erased it.
But if I tell the judge,
He stepped right on it, ground it into the mud like it wasn't nothing. He chose this story, Jess. The jealous husband, the bar fight, the murder, clean, simple done. If you confess now, Briscoe's gonna say you're lying to save me. Or worse, he'll say, we planned it together, that I sent you to do it. We'll both hang.
Desperate, gripping the bars from the other side, their hands close.
I don't care. You're my brother.
And that's exactly why I care. I drove to Andy's house with murder in my heart, Jess. I loaded that rifle. I walked onto that porch wanting to kill him. If you hadn't been there first, I'd have done it. I wanted to do it. The intent, the want, the sin. That was mine before I ever got out of that truck.
That ain't the law, Ray.
The law's a lie. Look where we are. A man attacks you in a cabin and you defend yourself. His family gets justice anyway. I threaten a man in a bar, and I'm guilty before I ever pull a trigger.
He squeezes her hands tighter.
There's no law here, Jess. Only power, only survival, so you survive, that's the deal. I carry this. You live.
Ray, please.
You're all that's left of Papa, of Mama, of the farm, of everything good we ever were. Promise me you'll live. Promise me.
I promise.
Say it. Say you'll live.
I'll live. I promise I'll live.
Ray releases her hands and steps back.
Good girl, that's what I want. Now go on home, feed the stock, water the garden, live your life.
He turns his back to her, sits on the cot, facing away.
Don't come back here, Jess. I don't want you to see me like this anymore.
Ray.
Please, just go.
Time's up, Miss Jessie.
Jessie stands frozen, staring at Ray's back. He won't turn around, won't look at her.
Come on now, let him rest.
I love you, Ray.
Ray's shoulders shake, he's crying, but he doesn't turn, doesn't respond. Ray alone in the cell, his breathing, trying not to break down completely. Ray Stubbins sat in that cell and made his choice. He would die so his sister could live. Some might call it noble, others might call it foolish. Ray just called it love. The heat keeps climbing. Thursday, September 19th, 1940. 8 weeks later, the trial of Ray Stubbins. The Grady County Courthouse was built in 1890. Red brick, white columns, designed to look like justice. By 1940, it just looked tired. On that September morning, the courthouse was packed, every seat filled, people standing in the aisles. Not because they cared about Ray Stubbins. Most folks didn't even know him. They came because retired Judge Thaddeus Amos was in the front row. And when an Amos wants justice, you show up and watch.
All rise.
This court is now in session. The state of Georgia versus Raymond Stubbins.
Judge Holloway had been on the bench 20 years, not a leader, not a man of principle, just a functionary who knew how to follow orders and keep his mouth shut. As he took the bench, his eyes flicked to the front row, to Judge Amos. Amos gave the barest nod. The prosecutor stands, confident, as though the verdict were preordained. Cobb, slick, Atlanta-bred, hired special by the Amos family, laid out the case like he was building a brick wall, one fact cemented to the next.
Gentlemen of the jury, this is a simple case, a tragic one but simple. The defendant drove to the home of Andrew Warlord with murder in his heart and a rifle in his hands. He kicked down the door. He shot Mr. Warlord through the screen like a dog. And when caught red-handed by Sheriff Briscoe, he lied. This is not a mystery, gentlemen. This is murder, cold, calculated, premeditated. The state calls Sheriff Bull Briscoe.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Sheriff, would you describe for the jury the events of Saturday, July 25th?
I was at Webb's bar that evening. Round 8:30, 9 o'clock, the defendant come in agitated, went straight for Andy Warlord, flipped a table, started swinging. Took 3 of us to pull him off.
And did the defendant say anything? Any threats?
Briscoe pauses, looks at Ray. Something like regret crosses his face, then he hardens. He said, and I quote, "I'm gonna kill you, Andy. You're a dead man, I swear to God."
I'm gonna kill you. In front of 24 witnesses. In front of an officer of the law. And what happened later that evening, Sheriff?
I followed him, had a bad feeling. Found him on Warlord's back porch, holding a Winchester. Barrel still smoking. Warlord was dead inside, shot through the screen door.
Did your examination of the bullet confirm it came from the defendant's rifle?
It was pretty mangled going through that screen. Appeared to be a .30 caliber slug, same as the Winchester fires. Too deformed to swear to it, but he was the only person there, holding a smoking .30 caliber rifle. Wasn't much doubt in my mind.
Thank you, Sheriff. No further questions.
Mr. Early, your witness.
A chair scrapes slowly. Jubal Early stands, old, rumpled, sweating through his collar.
Sheriff, you said the bullet was mangled. Too deformed to be certain. Couldn't there have been another weapon? Another person at the scene?
No.
But you just said yourself.
I said it appeared to be a .30 caliber slug, and Ray Stubbins was standing on that porch with a .30 caliber rifle that had just been fired. If there was somebody else there, where'd they go? I was on site within seconds. Jubal opens his mouth, closes it. He glances at Judge Amos in the front row. The old man's face is stone. Jubal's courage evaporates like water on hot iron.
No further questions.
Jubal Early was 60-something years old. He'd been a lawyer for 40 years and had won exactly 3 cases. The county appointed him because he was cheap. And because he'd roll over the moment things got hard.
The state rests, Your Honor.
Mr. Early, defense.
The defense rests as well, Your Honor.
What? You're not calling any witnesses?
Son, there's nobody to call. You threatened him publicly. You were found at the scene. I'm sorry, but...
Yeah, I know.
The jury deliberated 45 minutes, mostly because Judge Holloway required them to stay out that long, so it would look like they'd actually discussed it. The foreman later admitted they'd decided in about 3 minutes.
Has the jury reached a verdict?
We have, Your Honor. We, the jury, find the defendant, Ray Stubbins, guilty of murder in the first degree.
In the back, Jessie gasps, a sharp intake of breath. Her hands grip the bench in front of her. Wood creaking. In the front row, Judge Amos doesn't smile. He doesn't react at all. He just leans back, crossing his arms, a man watching a debt get paid.
Ray Stubbins, you have been found guilty by a jury of your peers of the willful, premeditated murder of Andrew Warlord.
Judge pauses. This is hard for him, but he has no choice. Amos left him none.
You are hereby sentenced to be taken to Radesville State Prison and there executed by means of electrocution. Sentence to be carried out no later than October 15th, 1940.
But Holloway's not done. He continues, more hesitant now.
Furthermore, this court orders the seizure of all property belonging to the defendant to pay court costs and restitution to the family of the deceased.
Reading from a paper someone else wrote.
Parcel 447, 300 acres, the Stubbins Farm, will be sold at public auction within 90 days.
In the back, Jesse gasps again, louder this time. The farm, Papa's land.
No, they can't.
They could, and they did. In one afternoon, they took his life and took the land and stripped him bare. Deputies move to take Ray away. Ray stands, turns toward the gallery, looking for Jesse in the crowd. Their eyes meet across that packed courtroom. His face is calm, resigned. He mouths two words, silently, but we hear them whispered.
Leave, Jess.
Deputies lead him away. Boots on wood floor, a door opens, closes, he's gone. Judge Amos doesn't move right away. He takes his time, rolling a cigar between his fingers, trimming the end with a small silver knife. He lights it, exhales a slow plume of blue smoke. Only then does he stand and walk toward the exit, right past where Jessie sits. He doesn't look at her. She's already nothing to him. Jessie sits frozen, breathing fast. The gray quiet descending again, the world going muffled. In that moment, sitting in the back of that courthouse, Jessie Stubbins stopped being a victim. She became something else. Something cold, something patient, something Papa would barely recognize. She became the reckoning. Outside the courthouse, hot sun, cicadas at full volume. People dispersing, satisfied conversations, cars starting, life moving on. Jessie stands on the courthouse steps. Alone, the crowd flows around her like water around a stone. She stood there 10 minutes. People walked past, some nodded, some looked away. One older woman from town stopped, sympathetic but wary.
I'm real sorry about Ray, honey. Truly. If ya need anything, food, help with the auction, you let me know. Thank you, ma'am. You got people, family somewhere you can go? No, ma'am. Just me now.
The woman, uncomfortable, wants to help but doesn't know how.
Well, you take care, Jessie.
She walks away quickly, relieved to be done with the conversation. Jessie walks to the old truck, Ray's truck, climbs in, sits behind the wheel. She looks at the seat beside her. Ray should be there, will never be there again. Her hands grip the wheel, white knuckle tight, leather creaking.
They took everything, the farm. Everything Papa built for what? For Andy Warlord, for Seth Amos.
Her hands release the wheel. She looks at them. Papa's hands, rough, calloused. Hands that could shoot a deer at 30 yards.
Ya finish what ya start.
Jessie drove home to the farmhouse parked, walked inside. The screen door banged behind her, same as always, but nothing was the same. She walks to the corner, picks up Papa's Winchester, carries it to the kitchen table, sets it down. She opens a drawer, pulls out a cleaning kit, cloth, oil, brushes. October 15th, 1940. Ray would die in 25 days. And in the time between, Jessie Stubbins would clean her rifle, sharpen her aim, and make a list. She worked the lever action, the mechanism smooth as silk. Papa had maintained it perfectly. She'd maintain it the same way. She polishes the walnut stock, runs her fingers over the carved initials, JRS.
I remember what you taught me, Papa. You finish what you start.
She sets the rifle aside, takes a piece of paper, torn from a seed catalog, and a pencil stub. The scratch of pencil on paper. Slow, deliberate. She writes 2 names, just 2. The men who took everything.
Sheriff Bull Briscoe,
Judge Thaddeus Amos.
She sets the pencil down, folds the list carefully, puts it in her pocket, stands, picks up the rifle, leans it against the wall beside the door. The same place Ray always kept it. 25 days until Ray's execution. 25 days until Jessie waits for a sign that it's over. 25 days until her brother dies for a crime he didn't commit. And then the debts come due. Because Papa taught her, you finish what you start. And Sheriff Briscoe and Judge Amos had just made it to the top of her list. Jessie walks to the window, looks out at Papa's land, the land they're going to take.
You shouldn't have erased my footprint, Sheriff. You shouldn't have taken the farm, Judge. You should have let Ray go.
She turns from the window, walks upstairs, boots on wooden stairs, steady, purposeful. The world moving toward October 15th. In 3.5 weeks, an innocent man will die. And then the reckoning will be born. Next time on Blood on the Dogwood, Episode 4, The Sacrifice. Ray Stubbins walks into the death chamber. Jessie waits at her kitchen table, and a light bulb dims.
Blood on the Dogwood was created by Martin Francom. This episode featured Jessie Stubbins, Ray Stubbins, Sheriff Bull Briscoe, Judge Thaddeus Amos, Judge Holloway, and Prosecutor Cobb, with Jubal Early, the deputy, and the foreman. Sound design and music from the public domain. Directed by Martin Francom. For resources and support regarding wrongful convictions and the death penalty, visit The Innocence Project at innocenceproject.org or the Death Penalty Information Center at deathpenaltyinfo.org. If you or someone you know is experiencing thoughts of harming yourself or others, please call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 988. The novel is available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble online. Join us next time for Episode 4, The Sacrifice.